Wow. June 1st, the largest Pro Tour qualifier in England by over 104 players, and the person who comes out on top of all that, would you believe it, playing the reddest of red decks, is Mats Volberg. First of all, congratulations, Mats.
Thank you.
We started today at, what would it have been? You would have been coming down there like 10 a.m., something like that?
Actually, I think my train got in at 9. So
a bit of sleep on the train maybe before that?
No, but I did have to wake up at like 6:40. So.
And now we're past sort of 1 a.m. or something, so
yeah.
It's just been the most longest horrendous day. And bizarrely, if you're going to be playing for 13 hours, red spells is the way to go, right? Just bang, bang, bang.
Well, actually, I think with one exception, all the major tournaments, all the major constructed tournaments I've been playing in last like 7 or 8 years, I've been playing a red deck or some version of a red deck. So that's one of the main reasons why I played it, because I feel really well, like I feel comfortable.
Your kind of
deck. Yeah, I feel at home. Plus, most of my rounds I finished really early. So there was no...
You got to chill.
Yeah, there's no mental tax on...
Let's talk briefly about the deck. Now, a lot of decks in the current metagame are fast, but this is fast.
Yeah.
Right, this makes the fast decks look slow. I mean, we've got 4 Rakdos Sky. It's 4 of everything, isn't it? Rakdos Castellar, Stormkirk Noble, Ash Sheller, Boros Reckoner. What's your nut hand? What is your turn 1, best turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 to put pressure on people here?
Usually, like the draw that I want to see is turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Zealot, and then kill whatever they play, and then turn 4 get in with a Hellrider. Well, that's basically like what I want to see.
And just follow it up with gas and removal straight after.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. So, obviously you must have done a little bit of metagaming. It's something we always talk about. The metagame previous to Dragon's Gate coming in, were you happy playing a sort of a mono red deck, or it was quite strong, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a time right after Thragtusk and Sphinx's Revelation came into the metagame that playing a red deck was really, really bad. And then I was like, there was a time where I didn't actually want to play standard.
And then Carrie Fisher had a good result in WMCQ qualifier over in Sheffield. He was running like a very red-heavy deck that had these Hell Riders that were just destroying people.
Yeah. Like there was a time maybe around January or so, then when it seemed that people were like getting over.
The mid-range decks were out-dirtling each other, weren't they?
Well, there was the Skullcrack really made a difference, because then I could blank their Thragtusk and then still sort of overwhelm them with my Horde. So that made a difference. And when I played in Sheffield in the PTQ, I copied most of my deck from a top 8 list from the US WMCQ qualifier, and there a guy was running I think 3 Aristocrats and 4 Hellriders, and then I did the same, but when I played them I always felt really good, so I decided like whatever I play, I want to play 4 of those. And then Boros Reckoners came after that. I knew that that's really good. It dominates the board when it's on a creature and creature match. Then I needed 1-drops, and Cackler and Noble are the best red 1-drops.
So when Dragon's Gate came in as a set, we're looking at the cards that are going to... You don't really care about Voice of Resurgence. It doesn't...
Well, actually, I do care about it. And
because it replaces itself.
Yes,
and that's a body
that's a really bad thing for red decks.
Okay.
And then that's one of the reasons I run 4 Pillar of Flame, because zombies aren't that popular anymore, and then people weren't playing that many like low toughness creatures. So last couple of months I didn't play almost any pillars, but now
the Pillar of Flame for people, it used to be in there for a certain triple black Geralf's Messenger.
Yeah,
it was like,
and also Gravecrawler. So yeah, that exiling creatures now is really important.
Like especially get out.
Yeah, especially because now the Aristocrat decks also relies on Morbid and the Blood Artist. Yeah. So there's lots of like important creatures you need to exile.
Tragic Slip's a fantastic card in that deck for.
Yeah,
that's so flexible.
Yeah,
and everything triggers Morbid, so that's not a problem. But how did you feel about how the existing decks would adapt for this format? Because we're going to see lots of Voice of Resurgences everywhere. We're going to see like Putrefies flying around the place.
Well, what I was thinking is...
What were you scared of?
I was thinking green-white base decks with Voice that I was worried about, and that led me to play the Pillar of Flames. And then I was kind of worried about the Aristocrats because they play Lingering Souls and also Doom Traveler, and they both like they're able to stall the board.
Yes.
And blank my Falcon Rats. So that's the reason why I played the one Electricary in my main.
Two different Aristocrats builds, weren't there? There was the one that went the white-black for the Lingering Souls as well, the sort of...
Well, I only played the three-color versions.
And going back to the other deck you were talking about, of course, I mean, you know, we mentioned how much of a trouble the white-green decks came out. If they made the turn 1 Mana Dork and followed it up with a 4/4 on turn 2, that was issues, right?
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why the age-old wisdom always stands. You bolt the bird. So if they play a Mana Dork, you don't play your creature, you just kill the Mana Dude. So for example, in my semi-final match, my opponent played an Arbaleth turn 1, and then on my turn 2 I killed it, and then for the next 4 turns he didn't draw another land, so he couldn't play anything.
He kept a 1-lander.
No, he had 2 lands and an Arbaleth.
Didn't draw the third.
So like if they play like a mana guy on turn 1 and you can kill it, then you kill it.
That was one of the things about red decks, wasn't it? It's like if your opponent got screwed, they never recovered.
Yeah, that's the idea.
So we talked about, how did you feel about the white-blue sort of heavy control decks that maybe only had a few kill cards?
Well, since I had 4 Skullcracks and 3 Duresses, I was quite confident that I can blank their Sphinx's Revelations and any other life gain they might have, and then I can Duress away. Like, one of the important things is to, when you play your 1-drop, then on turn 2 you can Duress away their Artorius Charm, because that's a way they gain tempo. But if you Duress it away, then you can push through damage and don't really care that much about the Supreme Verdict, because some of the time, by that time the game's over. So I had 7 sideboard cards, so I wasn't really worried.
Now, we don't want to take too much of your time because we're already early into the morning. But the big question I always finish conversations with, and it might seem a pretty silly question, do you think you brought the best deck for today, or do you think there was maybe a better deck out there and you had your little bit of luck to sort of guide you home?
No, I don't think that this is the best deck, but partly because I couldn't be bothered to get
long days.
Yeah, like I would need to borrow a lot of cards to play some decks that I think that are actually better. And also the fact that I've been playing red decks for like years, I felt like I can play this deck the best.
So if you're the ultimate perfect player and you would never make a mistake in a game of Magic, what do you think's the honest, straight up most powerful and most skill intensive deck for just crushing people by outplaying them?
Well, definitely the Sphinx's Revelation decks, either with red or with black, seem really good. So like
ban flash type stuff, or
no, I'm meaning like either
straight up control. Control.
So like basically most of your cards either kill creatures or draw your cards or gain your life.
White blue with about the 12 red burn spells.
Yeah, something like that. Or some voice based, either with like junk colors or maybe banned auras. Banned auras, not maybe, but the junk colors with the Aristocrats, Voices, Advent of the Worms, like this thing, because they can really grind out the games. And I was scared of that deck before the tournament.
So finally, Mats, WMCQ tomorrow here on the Sunday. Are you qualified for that? Will you be playing?
Yes, I will be playing. Hoping to do well again.
Fantastic. Anyway, I'm certain it won't be 302 players.
I hope not. Yeah.
Apparently, there's up to we were talking with Kim One before. Apparently, there's up to 500 players who are qualified to turn up tomorrow, but we're not expecting those kinds of numbers, and it'd be pretty crazy. Are you staying in Manchester for the night?
Yeah, I'm just staying at the hotel around the corner. So
it's a good choice. I know a lot of the Magic players have been staying at hostels, or they've been staying on people's couches and people's floors, and they're just going to have the worst night's sleep doing stuff like that. And they're just not going to enjoy another sort of 10-round extravaganza tomorrow if you don't get a good night's sleep, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had the option, like, at one point to take the train back to York, but, like, now that ship is sailed, and even if I didn't make top 8 and I play the whole tournament and then take the train, go home, barely get any sleep, then need to take another train, so, you know, it didn't make sense to go back home.
Anyway, Mats, what else is to say, but, you know, congrats once again on beating 301 other players, such a ridiculous achievement, and we wish you all the best luck in the world for tomorrow as well.